Yes, finally. Hi, you guys, and welcome to my channel. I am Emily, and I'm starting this channel to talk about my newfound interest, if you will. I know I'm kind of late, but basically, I have gotten into MBTI, socionics, and typology specifically. Not too long ago, actually, and I'm sorry, I don't want to like keep cheesing, but I feel crazy talking to a camera, but I'm just gonna let it roll. And I don't want to edit. I would hate to edit it. I know it's time consuming, so I'm not trying to do that. Okay, so all right, so my name is Emily, and this channel is going to be about what it's like to be an ENFP. Um, so I recently found out my MBTI, and I really kind of got into Myers-Briggs type indicator and socionics. Um, I've heard of typology, and I always, I was always that person that would take those personality quizzes online just to see, like, or myself, or like in magazines, you name it. I think I took like so many personality tests, but they were really, or quizzes, but they're really not anything serious, or that was like back when I was like a preteen and whatever. So that doesn't count, right? Okay, so anyway, I'm all over the place, I know. Okay, so my name is Emily. This channel is gonna be about what it's like being an ENFP, and having my background. I am Somali. I am East African. I was born in Mogadishu, Somalia, and I really actually have moved around the world, if you will. And I've never lived in one place more than 5 years, except this period of my life. Uh, and So much stuff I want to say, but I feel like, okay, where do I start, right? Okay, so I have had really terrible, how do I say this? I had like experiences in my life where I never felt connected to my family, for say, growing up. Okay, so let's back up. Like I said, I was born in Mogadishu, Somalia, and I think around when I was 6 or 7, my family moved to Egypt, and then I moved to UAE, and then I moved to the United States, then I moved to Canada, and then back here, and then I lived like all over different states and cities and whatnot. So I guess you could say I am a nomad at heart. So if you're not familiar with Somali culture, East African culture, so basically our society, or we are tribal nations. There's so many, there are tribes in Somalia, and that's a very important, tribes play an important role, like as an identity, as our identity as Somalis. I don't want to get too deep into that because I despise that, because I feel that obviously that is why Somalia is the way it is today. So I don't like to talk too much about tribes and give it power, and I hate tribal crap. Okay, I'm gonna just say it like that. So anyway, so being from Somalia, and coming from a nomadic culture, I also, coming from a nomadic culture has shaped the way I see the world, and the way I perceive things, and the way I interact with people, and basically, my outlook, and shape my views, right, and my values, and yada yada yada. Okay, so I always felt that I was always disconnected from other Somalis or the Somali community. Mainly now I understand a lot of the misunderstandings or a lot of my experiences. I have come to understand why I am the way I am and why I really never clicked or why I really never was close to certain people in my family, my personal relationships, right? Or the community or the communities that I grew up in. I consider myself a multinational, although on paper I might not be, but it doesn't really matter. It's just the fact that I was raised around different cultures. And to be specific, for example, I'm Somali, so of course I had few Somali people around me, but mostly they were like family and relatives. Um, Growing up in Egypt and in Cairo and Dubai, back in the 80s, back in the 90s, there weren't a lot of Somalis living there. Not as much or not as many as now. I'm nervous. um, so moving a lot has really exposed me to a variety and a variety of cultures, different views, different values, whether it was cultural, traditional, or like religious values, right? I am Muslim, just in case you don't know that Somalis are 99.9% Muslims. So I know I'm not wearing the hijab. That's another thing. I actually do wear the hijab. I'm not wearing it right now. But that kind of goes to point out, my personality. Because so anyway, moving on. I've experienced and I have had friends, and I grew up with, of course, all kind of Arabs. Whether they were Egyptians, whether they were like from the Gulf states, whether like Syrians, Palestinians, whatever, Lebanese. I even had friends, Chechen friends and Bosnian friends growing up in Dubai. And I really loved it. It was I think looking back now, that is one thing that I appreciate about my childhood, and that is that I was exposed to different cultures, different people, different countries, different food, different smells. Oh my God, I could keep going on and on. And I think I have taken all of that, like these bits, like all these parts from different places I have lived with different type of people. I've lived with Arabs. I have gone to school with Indians, Pakistanis, Turkish. I mean, you really name it. I have been around all kind of people from all kind of backgrounds and countries. Being a refugee kind of comes with that, And I always loved being in a new place. I loved moving. I know to a lot of kids, maybe growing up, they want to be in the same school with the same friends, with be in the same environment, and it's comforting, right? But I really never had the luxury. I never had that choice, so I didn't really choose if my family did move or not. So I was forced into accepting and making the best out of that. I went to so many different schools, and I also speak 3 languages. Read and write fluently. Although lately I have been getting kind of nervous speaking one of those languages, because I have not been speaking it as often as but I know it'll come back. All I need to just like be around people that speak that language, and it'll just like, it's back. Okay, so like as I was saying, I love people. I really love people. But I really have found that people can be difficult. But I had to reflect within, and find out why, despite the fact that I can consider myself multicultural or whatever fancy word you want to use. And why I have had hard time being being understood by others. It seems that other people always relate to me, and I feel that they are close to me. They feel they're close to me. But for me, on the other hand, myself, I don't feel close to them. I've had problems connecting with people on a deep level, right? Like, especially as I said, coming from, as I said, my background being Somali and everything, I feel that our culture do not value certain people, like the quieter type, the more reflective type. Although I'm not really quiet, I'm talking about my childhood now. I'm actually kind of different now. I feel sometimes that I'm two people in one. Like, it all makes sense now. Oh my god, I'm all over the place. Okay, hey, I never said I'm gonna be coherent and this is all gonna flow like smoothly. Okay, so bear with me here, and I'm new and I'm not used to recording videos or whatever. Yeah. I prefer, if someone was here with me, I feel more comfortable talking to people than talking to a camera. Like, I feel like I look crazy. Okay, so basically, what was I saying? So I had difficult relationships, or I felt like I was not connecting with people that I wanted to connect with on a deeper level. It was always so superficial, and so I had too many relationships, and I'm not talking about just romantically, I'm talking about like just general with everyone. But so I always craved having deeper connection with people. I always felt like people are very superficial. I always felt like there's really nothing behind like the mask, like there's really nothing behind that person. There's really no substance, no. I'm always looking for something. I always feel like I was looking for something. I really don't know what it is. I can't tell you exactly what it is. I can't pinpoint it out. But now I know that I really seek and I want to have deep connections with people, and I love people, but people are so difficult, and I've had terrible experiences with people, despite that they would tell you, I'm easy to talk to, they always talk to me, all that stuff. But I also had, it's hard for me to be transparent because I feel like I will be hurting those who are in my life, or those people that I love. And I've always been kind of like more private person. Not all the time, but just I'm talking about what matters. Like, I don't like to put people's business out there. I don't like to put people out there because I want to start a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? So, God. So I always felt like I give like all of me to people, those that I have come to know and was blessed to have in my life. But I don't get that back. There's no reciprocity. Is that the word? And it's not a reciprocal relationships. And this led me to examine myself. Why do I attract the wrong people? Or why am I misunderstood? Or despite of my good intentions and my support to everyone around me, I still feel alone. Like, And so when I learned and I took the test multiple times, you guys, numerous times, because I was trying to trick it. I was trying to get like a different, I was trying to get a different personality. I was trying to find a flaw in that, right? I was trying to find a flaw. So I took different, I took the test, I took the personality test from different websites, and 16 personalities, human metrics. I don't know. I can't remember. It's just too many. And I keep getting ENFP, right? Assertive. I don't think that I'm that assertive, but I don't know. But when I read it and I read this personality, I was blown away. First of all, I am not happy that someone has me figured out, or there are other people who, although it is comforting that there are other people who actually think like me or have the same tendencies to do a certain thing or wear a certain color. It's just so like bizarre. It's crazy. Like, I don't want to be like everyone else. I don't think like I'm a lot of people. Like they say, I think I read 7% of the population are ENFP, and I'm like, there's, oh shit. So I'm not unique. I'm not special. Like, what? So there's that. But once I looked in and I really did some, that's me. Like, I'm like, oh my god. And then oh my god, I think I researched for so long like this. I binged on MBTI videos. If you have like an MBTI channel, trust me, like I have been following you. I have looked you up. I mean, like, looked you up. I mean, like, I have been watching your videos, and trust me, I follow and I subscribe to so many channels. And I actually have so many interests beside MBTI. This is just, I'm really a rookie. I'm just learning about it, and I'm actually, I'm getting into really learning cognitive functions. Sorry, I'm out of memory. I think be back. Okay, so we're back. Okay, what was I saying? So I got into the, so now I'm learning, I was saying I'm learning about the cognitive functions. I always loved psychology. I always thought like, people always fascinated me, like why people do the things they do. And I'm amazed that, God, I hope I don't run out of memory again, okay? My phone is so jam-packed. I'm sorry, I'm recording on my celly, and yeah. So back to what I was saying, I love people. I always try to understand why they do what they do. Actually been passive. I've been passive throughout my whole entire life. About people's behavior and how they treated me, or how I come across, and I'm always worried about hurting other people. I'm always worried about hurting other people. But growing up and having exo, it seemed that I don't get that back. I feel that I let people in, and I am very caring, and just, I'm delicate with people's feelings. I'm delicate with people's, don't want to offend them. I don't want, or whenever someone says something, I don't really put them down. I'm always here to listen. And I really never feel like I'm better than the next person. I always want to listen and hear people out, hear their opinions, and I never feel like I'm better or smarter or prettier than other people, but I always get to be around people who think that they're better than other people who are inconsiderate, who don't care to hear my opinion, who are just takers and selfish. And I've had, oh, this is just, okay. I'm sorry that this video is choppy. I'm sorry if my thoughts are not coherent and this is not, I'll get better, okay? I'm not used to recording or talking to a camera. This is very new to me. I prefer people. So I speak people. So anyway, as I was saying, I am learning about the cognitive functions, and I find it fascinating that I've never felt so understood. I feel that I fit the ENFP personality so well that it's so scary. And at first I really didn't like that. I didn't like to be boxed in, although I know it, like, I know what you're gonna tell me it's not supposed to, and trust me, I know that now. But I'm saying, like, at first, initially I was not happy that you know that someone kind of has me figured out a little or something. I didn't like that at all. So but now I really, 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 really feel that I identify with ENFP. Not sure about the assertive part. At least lately, I don't really feel that I don't, honestly, I don't feel I've been assertive in my life as much as I should, or, I don't. That part, I don't know. But anyway, I really feel like that I am true to being an ENFP. And I've held to relationships with people I cared about so much out of idealism, I should say, because because I feel like things should be a certain way, like, for example, if you give your all to someone and you want to work a relationship out, and for example, communication is important, but I understand now that not everyone values communication, or not everyone values being transparent, not everyone values being or feel comfortable being themselves. Or I've come to realize that people don't like to be vulnerable, and now I know that's what it is. Like, I've had relationships with people, platonically, romantically, whatever, where it was always about them. It was always about them, and there's like a disregard for me and my feelings, my opinion, the person I am. I'm always invested in other people's hopes and dreams, and want to know about people's hopes and dreams. And I don't want to talk about that. Okay, so what am I trying to say here? Oh God, I'm all over the place. I feel like I'm trying to say a lot. I should just like stick to one thing, and that's it. Okay. So basically, I found that I am an intuitive. I am an extroverted intuitor, feeler, perceiver. Yay! So I can't explain to you how much I feel like someone figured me out. Like, I feel so understood, and I really cried. I really, really, really cried, because I felt so different. I know it sounds so corny to say that, and so But I never felt understood. And like I said, growing up Somali or growing up East African, it's uh, it's uh, it's different. So I know that a lot of the relationships and a lot of people in my community or people in my family and relatives and are SJs. And I tend to fall in love with SJs or sensors. So sensors have been a problem in my life, and I'm so sorry. I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean, I'm sorry if you are. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, but this is my life, and I'm only talking about my experience here. So, um, so for me, that is true. I really had hard time with certain type of people, and I'm actually glad that now I know what it is. It makes sense to me. I get it. I always felt like I could relate to them, but they never feel that, or they they don't know me yet I know them. I don't know how to say that. Like I said, I was quite a kid, and growing up Somali, their Somalis can be kind of like in your face type of people, very very direct. Sorry, bear with me here. What are we gonna do? Okay, so as I was saying, growing up Somali was really not easy for me because I found that I couldn't, like, no one was able to kind of relate to me maybe, but I would easily relate to them. I understand other people so well, but I don't find that they do me. This thing's I'm back. I promise after this I will make sure to put everything, all of my media in one place. I will be more organized. See, this is exactly what I mean. I am the least organized person in the world or something. So growing up Somali, I really couldn't connect with. I really found it hard to connect with. Um, to connect with a lot of people. So I just need to stop and think about what I want to say. I tend to think fast. I so many thoughts in my brain, and I cannot keep up for the love of God. I feel like I need someone to help me sort them out, and my brain is failing me. Compartmentalize all that weirdness that's going on in my brain right now. So, growing up, I always had, now I know that a lot of my family members are sensors, and mostly are SJs. And I'm really going to be honest, and I'm going to be true to myself here. I felt that they were so gossipy and very superficial and very into looks. That was something that I can say definitely was so annoying to me. And see, I like looking good. I was like looking good, but it wasn't ever, never the over the top. That was not the most important thing. I was not the most, appearances was not at the top of, it's not the most important thing. I never viewed appearances to be the most important thing, but with growing up with my family, it was always about, do you look the part? Do you look good? How are you presenting yourself to others? Appearance. That was pretty much like everything, and it wasn't more about people's interests. Like, for example, like I had so many interests growing up, I really never had the opportunity to foster them. Like I like painting, like watercoloring. I took ballet for less than a year, but I stopped because of financial problems my family was going through. We were good. My dad had his own company or whatever, but we weren't like rich or anything, or we were just okay. We were well off than other people, and we're grateful for that. But in the Somali community, it feels that people are quieter, or people are not as appreciated. You will be looked at as not sociable, I guess, but then that's like a trend that's across the board, right? Like that's what people would think take you to be, but that's not true. I just really, I can't be around people for like too much. I feel like I'm out there, but then I really just want to be alone sometimes. For example, I'm all over the place. I swear to God, I know I should have written me like a script, like something that to keep me on track of what I want to discuss. As if, but then it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel like, I hate that. I hate that, especially when it comes to things like instructions. Like if you were to follow instructions, like step 1, step 2, like putting a furniture together or something. Oh, well, I hate that. I hate that. Like the first thing I would do is absolutely try to do it by myself without reading the instructions at all. As much as I can. I don't know. I just don't like that step by step thing. I don't like routines. I don't like instructions too much. Following instructions. Like if you were to, like I said, I'd rather do it my way. And then if I absolutely think and know that I couldn't finish putting this piece of furniture together, then I will read that whatever manual that I need to, right? But I'll try to do it first myself. So I don't like routine. I don't like small talk too much, but I can, because most people are just so like all the conversations that I usually have, most of the conversations that I usually have when I do interact with people is always like on a superficial level. So I'm kind of used to that now. So I'll just talk about the threat that's coming out of their clothes, or something that's just something that's happening right now. I don't know. There's so much things I want to say, you guys, but I think I'm just gonna leave it here because I really wanted to make a short video, and I have like about, I don't know, like 20 minutes of video that I'm not trying to edit. I would hate to sit here and edit. I'm not gonna do that. No. You can't get me to do that. Maybe, as I have more people listening, then I will be more, like, I guess I'll make sure that I'm not annoying to you guys, and I'm not all over the place, and my videos are like better edited and have more better content out, right? But as for now, I just wanted to say what's up. Hi, YouTube. Anyway, I just wanted to chime in a little on and say what my experience was like as an ENFP who has a different background than a lot of the vloggers here on YouTube that discuss MBTI and socionics. So I am grateful you decided to, I don't know, watch the whole video. God bless you if you did. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll have more content out on this channel, and I'm so sorry if I rambled on forever. I don't even think I made I didn't even, what is the point of this video? I don't know. I just wanted to introduce myself, you guys, because I've been wanting to start this channel for a very long time. but I felt that I felt like I would be doing what everybody else does, you know. I think I came across a couple of ENFP vloggers on here, a couple out of not too many, and I actually love talking with famous people, with host Eric, and I love his channel. I think I binge on all of his videos, and he actually has helped me understand a lot about myself. I know it sounds so cheesy. I can't believe I just said that. I'm gonna barf. But no, I like, honestly, I don't know. Like, I understand myself now. You know, I am an empath. I am an ENFP. I am a codependent. I will discuss that later on. Like, I feel like I've been on a journey of self-discovery to know myself, because I've always knew that I was different. Now everything makes sense. Now I understand why. Yeah, man, I understand. And now I know that the people that give me the hard time, who have caused me so much pain and sorrow, and without being too dramatic, how could you not be dramatic and use those words, right? But no, it caused me so much sadness in my heart. Or censors. Definitely staying away from censors, or just keeping them at bay, you know. And I'm really excited to discuss, I don't know, just everything here on this channel, and discuss ideas, connect with people that have, you know, similar interests as me, and I don't know, exchange ideas and grow. And you know, in the Somali community, we're not big on psychology, so although there are, you know, of course there are people, I mean, there are Somalis, or you know, Somali Americans, whatever you want to call it, that have interest in psychology and are psychologists, but it's like such a minority, you know. That type of stuff is not something that is, we're not big on psychology where I come from. So and being different from, you know, most, I call it nomad brain. Nomad tribal brain, okay, primitive, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so I'm really happy that I am discovering, I know it sounds crazy, but I feel validated. There you go, that's the word I wanted to say. I feel validated. I feel good. I feel like I'm okay, I'm normal. And there are other people, despite the fact that I hate it to be boxed in, and someone to say, you know, those tests to say you are an ENFP, and I'm like, no, I'm not. You don't know me. I'm not like everyone else. And then I'm like, and then I started reading more and more about MBTI, and then before you know it, I loved it, and I'm like learning about cognitive functions and socionics and other things that I didn't even know existed. And I'm like, why do I not know this stuff, you know? So yeah, and I didn't like the fact that I'm gonna start a channel about MBTI, or talking about what it's like to be my type, right? I thought it was like, I'm like, no, I don't, that's so like unoriginal, you know, like everybody's like, people are doing it, so I'm like, I'm not gonna start a channel doing the same thing as those other vloggers, but here I am, yay! But I just really want to connect on a deep level with people that are like-minded, and they're out there, and I feel free now. Like, I know it sounds crazy. I'm normal. That's all I gotta say. Okay, so subscribe to my channel, you guys. Please hit the like button. I'm sorry if I was rambling forever. Leave me a comment down below. I hope to see you guys on my next video, and I promise I'll get better. I'll be more articulate. I'm just very nervous, and I just can't believe I'm doing this corny. I can't believe I'm doing this shit. So I'm like, you know, but I did it. I did it. I did it. So, all right, come back, you guys. Bye.
Bye.